Hey there friends, what's going on? It's Codiak here and welcome back to another Biomutant video. We are less than a week away from the launch of the game. I am very excited and so is the THQ team, so is the Experiment 101 team, because they just put out a brand new trailer explaining the entire game. Now, creative director Stefan Ljungqvist narrated this entire trailer. If you want to go watch it, I highly recommend you do that. This is not necessarily a trailer reaction video, but more of a breakdown of the things that we saw and breaking down some of the information, maybe things that you may not know. A lot of people know a lot of this information at this point, but it's more about what we saw. Some of the newer images, the gameplay clips, a lot of gameplay in this trailer. It's a 6-minute trailer, guys. That's a big deal about a week ahead of launch. It's a beautiful trailer showcasing the world, all of the different facets of Biomutant. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive into the trailer itself and break down all of the gameplay implications, the new scenes, the new weapons, just so much to look at. Let's dive in. Now here we are in the world of Biomutant. One of the coolest things about the tree, somebody pointed this out on Reddit, there's actually a double helix baked into the tree itself. I think that's pretty awesome given the nature of the game. Obviously it's about splicing and mutations. I just think that's really neat. Now here's a great shot, probably one of the best shots we've had of the 4 branching paths of the world tree. Now each of these routes leads to a different section of the map and leads to a different World Eater boss. Something very important to the core main story of the game and something that everybody needs to know about. You may have not known why those routes are there. They're there for a reason. All right, we've got some combat here. We can see our character using a new-ish, I don't think we've seen this weapon before. Pretty hard-pressed to believe we have. Electric-imbued weapon here. Tearing apart some enemies. In the back, you can actually see an enemy riding a barrel. I think this is the first time we've seen that. Really cool. Obviously, it's a combat enemy, right? He's not just riding the barrel for fun. So interested to see what mechanics he brings to the table. Now we're in a radiation zone. We can tell by the purple. We know that radioactivity is something that we're going to have to deal with as players. So looks like we are clearly, obviously everything is purple. So I would imagine there are some resistance, some elements going on here. We've got 3 enemies. We've got 2 of these dog-like creatures and then this kind of like hulking blob. So we are in a slow time bullet mode here. Remember, the developers have a little experience with the Max Payne game. So a little bit to draw on there. Now this shot here looks like we're in a village, and it actually looks like the village is kind of dilapidated or under attack. It looks like we're dealing with a few different bandits here, possibly tribes members. These 3 characters here, 1, 2, 3, look like they're part of the same tribe, and even this one too. I mean, they all got the same weapon here. They're all using a pitchfork. So I would imagine that this is some sort of village under attack, part of the tribe sequence. Now we've got a really cool scene here. This is a biohazard zone, not a radiation zone, but a biohazard zone, as indicated by all of the green. Really cool little creatures here. We've seen them before, but this is kind of a cool side profile shot. The creature is a scorpion mixed with, I don't know, a fluffy monster. It's really quite strange. Something you'd see out of like a Twisted Monsters Inc. movie, I think. So more combat, a lot of combat, great sweeping shot of one of the arid regions in the game. I believe this is the heat region. We've seen this in a few different trailers before. Couple more shots of the world. I mean, the world is beautiful, guys. Here's another biocontaminated area. And then boom. Oh, look at that. A mount right off the bat. We've got a crazy looking mount. This is clearly a mechanical horse. You guys don't need me to spell that out for you. A lot of questions about how to get mounts within the game, and I totally get that. We also got another creature here on the left side, not attacking us, so I would imagine that is some sort of tameable mount. But yeah, man, when you're talking about a mechanical horse, there's nothing better than that. Cool shot of that. Jumping over a guardrail. You can definitely tell the player is in control of that character. All right, now we get to the character creation side of things, and they go with this crazy not full screen thing just to show you, behind the scenes look. I think it's pretty funny, actually. So we've seen all of the character creation stuff before, but let me break it down. You are going to have 6 attributes: vitality, strength, intellect, charisma, agility, and luck. You can see the different factors that your character creation will impact. Now, as you pick your race, you'll notice that some of the attributes change. Let me just preface all this with, I don't think the attributes are going to matter that much. Stefan said you're going to be able to build the character that you want, regardless of all of these different attributes, how you use the slider system here to create your character. At the end of the day, they don't want to gate you behind content. We see some skin or fur customization here. This is all about creating the character you want, and then exploring the world is going to be a different experience. Yes, you're starting from some sort of base foundation of, okay, I've got these stats, but at the end of the day, you are going to be able to create the character that you want and not feel limited. Now, this is pretty cool here. This is our first look at the mercenary class. We can see here Fury on the bottom. I don't think anybody has ever seen this before. Melee weapons inflict 10% more damage to the target. So there are specific perks assigned to the mercenary. That is something that a lot of people that are thinking about pre-ordering the game and want to pre-order the game want to know. What are the perks of this class? And there you go. Now we finally get a taste of one. And then here we go with some character customization in a different way. I love this shot. This really showcases how characters can be so different within the game, the personality that emanates from Biomutant. And look at these. These are 3 clearly player-controlled characters. They look completely different, completely unique, and I think that's a big selling point to a lot of people. Create the character that you want to make. Now, we don't know if Transmog is in the game, but we can clearly tell that all 3 of these characters have their own personality. We've got different classes in the mix here. Not sure how that's really influencing the look of the characters because it's clear that they're using gear and they're wearing gear, but we can tell that this is a very unique snapshot of the different types of characters in the game. So we keep on going here with more character customization. We get to take a peek at some armor, putting on different add-ons to the armor. We can see here there are multiple points to put on armor. In this case, we've got 3. We've got an add-on in the front, we've got an add-on on the back, and we've got an add-on on the sleeves here. So 4 different add-on points for this particular item. We don't know if that's going to be standard fare. I would doubt it, considering it all depends on the item, but this is where things get really interesting, guys. We're looking at ultimate weapons here. The first look at ultimate weapons in the game. I'm sure we've probably seen them in other places, but this is our best look at them so far. So this is clearly a sword imbued with heat. We can see the heat marker up here. So I'm pretty comfortable saying that. And we can see, I mean, we know that this leaf icon here is money, right? We've kind of figured that out, sleuthed that out. Look at how much value is in this weapon here. Absolutely insane. We've got another one here. This pink icon on the side, this pink marker, represents ultimate weapons. It's the quality of the item, whether it be armor or weapon. So we're just looking at a bunch of different ultimate weapons here, which means, we're going to go hunt them down and try and figure out where we can get those. Now we've got another one here. They go so quick through this. We've got another ultimate weapon. This looks to be a 2-handed mace. We can see up here that it's imbued with cold. Something else to keep in the back of your mind. We've got another ultimate axe. This one's imbued with heat. I mean, look at these weapons, guys. I mean, just step through it again. Ultimate mace. We've got a pickaxe of some sort. We've got a sword. Absolutely incredible. Really excited about finding these. And then we've got a different weapon. This is a legendary weapon, it looks like, of some sort. It's clearly a baseball bat with a bone handle. We've got a couple different add-ons here. So maybe this is more of a character-created weapon as opposed to the ultimate weapons, which may be prefabbed. Now we've got an ultimate ranged weapon here. We can tell, again, by that pink stripe. So we've got a really cool ultimate weapon here. It's got a perk called Split down here. I would imagine this has to do with shooting out one bullet and getting multiple bullets. That would be my guess. This is a radioactive gun, as you can tell, and we can't get all the details because of the way that they shot these clips, but I think that's kind of part of the tease here. We've got another, almost like a space ray gun ultimate weapon. Again, we can tell by that pink stripe down here. Really cool looking weapon. This is a biohazard one. We've got something called Missile. I believe it's Missile Cloud is the name of that perk. So another one we're going to have to figure out down the line. Now here is this ultimate item. There it is, Missile Cloud right there. Every 4th shot also fires small auto missiles that explode on impact. So we've also got them working and manipulating the ultimate items. This is something that a lot of YouTubers have said and gotten wrong. We've known about this for a little bit of time. You can actually tweak the ultimate weapons in the game. So as you can see here, we've got different mod slots. We've got a muzzle slot. We've got a top slot, the base slot, if you want to change that out, the magazine, and the grip. So this actually looks like you could also put a stock on here depending on what grip you have. So you can affect and change the ultimate weapons. That is very important to know for people that want to create that ultimate weapon. So here we go, decking out this cool weapon. As you can tell, there we go. He recrafted it into a trumpet muzzled top scoping ray gun. Pretty interesting. Here again, we have that ultimate axe. We can see it's got a remedy perk. Kills with this weapon heal for double the damage inflicted. Pretty good perk if you're somebody that takes damage. Again, insane damage up here. 2 add-on slots on this melee weapon. And now we're back into the world. Now they're talking about upgrading here. It looks like you can climb these little blimps and upgrade your weapon quality and material. All right, so next we have the tribes. This is a really big element of the game. Light and dark, good tribes, bad tribes. We know you're going to have to align with one of the tribes. We see our character here walking into the Myriad base. The other tribe at the beginning of the game is the Jagni tribe. We know this from watching PewDiePie's stream. So there are two different sides that you're going to have to pick from. This is another tribe that we'll meet later on in the game. They've got a compound bow, it looks like, as their tribe weapon. Really excited about that. And here are three of the tribes. We've got the Myriad on the left and two other tribes that we haven't yet met. There we go. In either of the PewDiePie streams or any of the trailers. We've seen them, but we don't actually know much about them. So there are 6 tribes in total. You are going to have to align with either the light tribe or the dark tribes. You can switch at any time. We know that, which is really exciting. So say you're going good and you want to all of a sudden go evil, you can do that. Now this system kind of works like Shadows of Mordor. You're going to have to go and destroy some outposts. Once you destroy all of the outposts, you are going to have to take on a fort. We can see here kind of the global reach of the tribe. All of the green means this is the area that you control. Eventually, you're going to try and control the entire map. Look at all these fast travel points, man, or points of interest. A lot of points of interest. And then here we are with some more cinematic world shots. Just another shot of the world tree. We see the beautiful landscape of the game. It's one of the most impressive things about Biomutant is just the world itself. There's one of those World Eater bosses. You can see him right here at the edge of one of the routes. So this is clearly one of the World Eater bosses that we're going to have to fight. This is the turtle one, it looks like, which means probably the one that takes us underwater. Probably. And then we've got more world shots, lots of world shots here, talking about the world tree and kind of its influence on the world. Players are obviously going to have to decide if they want to go good or bad. That's going to influence the end of the game, whether or not you choose to save the tree or kill the tree. Lots of great shots of the different outposts in the game. Here's that great shot of the glider. We've seen the glider before. We are pretty much all but certain that this is part of your automaton. Really cool shot. Again, only downward motion. You do have control over your left and right as a player, but you can't go up with the glider. It's truly a glider. And then just more gameplay with the tribe faction stuff, taking out tribes, catapulting yourself into an outpost or a fort here. Day-night cycle, important to keep that in the back of your head. There is a day-night cycle in the game. I think we just saved the tree. Hard to tell in that clip. And then we finally get to mutations, guys. Man, there are so many things to talk about here. This is almost like a Will-o'-the-Wisp type ability. Character's clearly holding it or channeling it and casting out all of these, I would imagine, radioactive spears. Pink is used for radioactivity in this game, so I would imagine that's kind of continuing with this ability here. We can see all of the enemies kind of reeling at the radioactivity hitting them. Not sure if it's doing a ton of damage or maybe it's a status effect. Pretty cool ability. Then we've got the mucus bubble. We've seen this one before. Able to pick up, kind of like a sticky trap, pick up enemies, roll them around. We see the character at the end jump and kind of explode the bubble, shooting all of the enemies out. Probably a great way to break up groups of enemies. We've got a dark ability here. I mean, it's so clear this is a dark ability, right? Almost like a comet. Channels it, and then boom, absolutely destroys that enemy. I love that. Look at that, just the animation of this, right? You channel over, you target the enemy, and then boom, drop it down right on their heads. Absolutely incredible. We've got the mushroom ability. We've seen that before. Helps us reach hard to navigate areas. I think that's really important. I think there are some gameplay implications here, but not as many as some of the other abilities in the game. Clearly, we can get above enemies with the mushroom, which is great. This enemy is fully armored, something to keep in the back of your mind. I would imagine this is going to reflect projectiles. You're going to either have to use psi abilities or you're going to have to use melee attacks to break through. We've got a lightning, electric Sith Lord style ability. Really cool there. What else we got? That's kind of like a ground fist elemental ability. Very quick. Don't miss it. Don't blink. Boom. This kind of fist comes up from the ground here. Enemy gets knocked out into the air. Pretty cool ability too. Allows you to chain together some combat. And then we've got a levitate ability here where we can throw items. So maybe that's a combination of abilities. We see the character levitate, and then we see something where he picks up a rock. I would imagine there's some sort of telekinesis. People are all about the telekinesis in games like this, so I think they're going to be really happy about that. Yeah, that's definitely a levitate showcase. We've got some sort of fireball ability, almost like a Dragon Ball Z fireball. Wow, that was really quick. That was it? That's all we get for that? Okay. We can bring it back. So looks like he's throwing it above, pulling it above his head, and then slamming it down on the enemy. Big explosion there. We've got the levitate again. Then we've got a quick, very quick ice burst ability, AoE ice ability. We have seen that one before. And then look at this. So we've got the Mechano Finger Gold. I don't even know what the heck you would call this thing. We've seen this mount all the way back since 2017. It looks fantastic. Riding around on a mechanical hand is so unique, so different. We do know that this mount itself can actually shoot like a gun. And now we're talking about exploration in the world. Quests to explore, secrets to find, NPCs to interact with, big old enemies like this. Looks like we're at a bar here. This is one of the dark and light shrines. They were talking about this in the trailer. And there's our helicopter. We've seen this before. This is probably our best look at the helicopter. This is clearly an attachment on the back. So I don't know if this is a back piece or a mount itself. But really cool to see this thing in action. Then we've got the suitcase, the levitating suitcase. I think this angle is really cool. Look at it go upwards. So there is some vertical motion with that suitcase. That's something that I think a lot of players are going to want to find. Really cool. And that takes us to the end of the trailer. So much to break down in a 6-minute trailer. Stefan and the team at Experiment 101 are doing a fantastic job basically laying out the game for fans. So hopefully this either convinced you to buy the game. Maybe you want to pre-order it. We never push people to pre-order games, but maybe it was enough to get you in the door and interested in Biomutant. Hopefully our video breaking down some of the things helped clarify some of the questions. But if you do have more questions still, please let us know in the comment section below. We do our best to answer any and all questions we see in our comments. And as always, guys, if you like our content and you want more Biomutant in our feeds, like and subscribe to the channel. We will have complete coverage of the game on May 25th. You guys do not want to miss out. Anyways, my name is Codiak. Thank you so much for watching, and play on.